Before we begin, I would like to ask you all a question. If the devil slid a check across the table with your name on it for an undisclosed amount, would you take it, or does the thrill of what lies beyond that offer, the unknown path, the test of your own creation, ignite something even stronger in you? This question is going to mean something different for each of you out there. For some, it's a metaphor for temptation. For others, it's about survival. Some of you are facing real struggles, while others are surrounded by abundance but still searching for something money can't buy. But perhaps the real question isn't about the money at all, but what you truly believe holds power over you: fear, desire, or the unknown. What do we have at the foundation of the reading? The star. Aquarius energy at the foundation of the reading. There's a lot going on right now. There's this 7-planet alignment that is taking place right now. And I feel that a lot of you are being asked to stop where you're at on your path. Step back and look at the wider scope of things and ask yourself, is what you're doing adding to the tapestry of life? But not in a way you think, not in a materialistic sense. It's far beyond that. Material wealth does not determine if you're winning at the game of life or not. Sure, it can solve a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, it does not buy you happiness. What truly determines whether you're winning or not at life is your connection between you and Source, between you and your higher self. The divine is really wanting you to truly understand just how significant each one of you are, no matter where you are on this journey, because they need you to start respecting your vessel and where you may be. It's what houses your soul while you're here, and you need to trust that no matter what you may be facing in your life, there's something much greater at play here. Now, the star card at the foundation of the reading is representing an energy of being in the spotlight of your life. The question that I asked you all before is picking up on something that a lot of you might be preparing to actually have unfold in your everyday waking life. Maybe some of you have been offered something, but in order to receive this, you have to stop going down a certain path. Or maybe you've been going down a certain path and you realize it's not where your happiness exists anymore, and you want to take an alternative path. See, it's so interesting that I'm picking up on these two groups that are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum. It's like one group is being tempted with what the other group has already taken. And the group that has already been going down the path that started with the temptation is not where they want to be anymore. So simply put, one group can learn from the other. People who are here to do something significant in the world are always faced with some of the most difficult obstacles. Some face horrendous spiritual battle, but maybe other areas of their life are stabilized, while others feel more spiritually connected, but have to struggle through an energy of financial poverty or financial lack and hardship. But each one of you is but a brain cell in the universal mind, experiencing life, collecting wisdom, and helping evolve yourself and the collective at large. Respect your path, have fun with it, make the best of it, and understand that true happiness is already inside of you. Your environment is built in such a way that it wants to try and suppress that. There's nothing you need that you don't already have. Typically, the more you try and fight for the things that you don't need, the harder your path becomes. You start to get stuck in a cycle of constantly chasing your tail. I'm seeing the hamster wheel in my mind's eye right now. We all need very little to live a very happy, fulfilled life. Sure, there's nothing wrong with abundance. There's nothing wrong with having everything you need in excess. However, what you need to get the job done, your purpose, the whole reason why you're here, you've already been supplied with. I'm picking up on a lot of you putting something off here. Some of you out there have been facing a lot of struggle, and you have been delaying taking action in a certain area of your life because you've been going through this struggle, constantly putting something on the back burner. But that's just it. You're manifesting more of that by remaining in this space of non-action. You're being called right now to start taking action no matter where you're at. And your circumstances are going to start improving when you do. See, you have been holding off doing whatever this is here because you've been trying to improve your circumstances when the right approach is the complete opposite. Take so much focus and pressure on trying to change your circumstances and put it somewhere else. Take that struggle and transmute it into purpose. Then your path will begin to clear. And then there's this other group of you. It's so interesting how they're having me do this reading, because typically when I pick up on multiple groups, there's a kind of energy that blurs the lines between the two, but not in this. This is hard opposites that I'm picking up here. There's some of you out there who are feeling so unfulfilled with where you've gotten to in your life. Not so much with what you've built, but how you feel spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I see this person in my mind's eye sitting inside. It's almost like a castle, just surrounded by abundance. This person's so sad and so lonely. I feel that this person does have people around them. Most of these people are opportunists. This person is wanting a real human soul connection. But even with everything that they have built from themselves, it seems like it's so far away that for the first time in their life, they don't have the answer. I feel this person is someone that other people look to for the answers. It's like they have everything, they know everything. But when it comes to this, when it comes to true soul connection, there's a major void there in their life. I'm getting a ringing in my left ear, so that's going to deeply resonate with some of you out there. And I feel that another reason why they're making me speak about these two groups is because each group is going to learn from the other in this channeling. Let's keep moving forward. What do we have? The sacral? Wow. Two of Pentacles. There's the two groups. It's like the one group wants what the other group has, and vice versa. This group that has everything wants to know what it feels like to almost have nothing, to see if they felt better. That sounds so strange, right? But when you are truly feeling a void in your life, spiritually speaking, you'll do anything to fill that space and to feel connected again. On one hand, the Two of Pentacles represents being in excess, juggling, opportunities, money. It's an energy of somebody who has to manage their time because they're so busy. And on the other hand, it's an energy that is dealing with financial problems. Their energy is scattered everywhere, just complete instability and disorder. But the one thing that is connecting these two in this card, you're all chasing something, or you have chased something and reached the end of the road and realized it didn't fulfill you. But then we have Spirit coming through as the Crow, telling you both that the answers that you're looking for are something you've been evading this entire time, no matter where you are at on the journey. We are all human. We are all flawed by design. We chase things that we cannot take with us. That right there just says it all, right? We chase things that do not have the ability to bring us happiness. We may say they will, but once you have it, you think different. There's a certain kind of emptiness that comes along with attaining something and realizing that what you were looking for doesn't exist there. This can show up in many different areas of your life. For a lot of you, it's obviously going to be with material possessions. For some of you, it's in relationships, going for the wrong people. Then when you get them, you realize you made a mistake, that you feel more lonely having that person around than you would if you were actually alone. See, all of these things, the happiness and the true sense of abundance, is something that is found from within. Abundance is an energy, it's a feeling, and it's a certain kind of faith that we all have the opportunity to access in any given moment. Yes, it's easier said than done. It can be very challenging, especially depending on your circumstances. So it would suggest that unless you are seeking that from within yourself first, you are going about it backwards. So what does that mean? What can we take from what I just said? Because it sounds kind of complex, right? Well, what it really means is that, again, your connection, and I just heard a crow outside, which is confirming what I'm about to say to you to be very true. They're highlighting this. It's been coming through in all the readings lately, and this is all because of the astrological influence right now and the opportunity you have to truly align with your North Star, no matter where you are on your path. True happiness, by way of connection to source and your higher self is available to you, but you got to want it. All of this is found by nurturing that inner connection. Right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Tower, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. So this Tower is further highlighting what I'm saying here because it's speaking about a destruction of some sort of false security. Whatever is keeping you from the connection between you and source, your higher self, is what Spirit is asking you to shatter at this time, whatever that represents for you. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Knight of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the solar plexus. Now I'm getting two messages with this Knight of Cups here. For one group, I'm getting this message that a lot of you have been indulging in some sort of daydreams, some sort of fantasy about what you really want for you in your life at this point in your journey. But for some reason, there's a barrier there. I can see you. I can see you standing in front of a wall. You have your hands on the wall as if you're looking for something. It's like you're pushing on these bricks, expecting one of them to pop out and reveal some sort of hidden doorway. You're looking for something that is not outside of you. It's inside of you. But there's a fear there. Even with all that you have built for yourself, you feel that you have to sacrifice something to attain true happiness. And then for the other group, you are too caught up in the everyday grind of your material reality. I'm getting a blockage in the crown chakra, weak faith. And this could be due to some sort of struggles that you're going through right now. And I get it. This is totally normal. However, due to the incredible energy that we all have access to right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, in this very moment, when you're listening to this reading, you have this great opportunity to bring forward tremendous change in your life. But it's going to take incredible faith, and it's going to take you manifesting from the right place. What do I mean by that? Well, what do you see for yourself? What do you want? What would make you happy? Because I feel like you need to reevaluate what that may be. Because like I just mentioned, there's a lot of you out there that are trying to manifest things into your life that are going to still leave you feeling a void, except it's going to be a whole lot worse. I just mentioned in the reading I put out before this one that when you try to fill a void, all you do is make that void bigger. You shouldn't have to chase anything. What you should do is just show up to that meeting space between you and your higher self. There's not a single problem that you may be going through that cannot be resolved by bringing Spirit into your life. It's already there waiting for you. You don't even need to ask for it. You just need to show up for it. It's asking you, but it needs you to respond because of your free will in this density. See, it's interesting because free will can be debated, right? Especially when we start talking about the mechanics of life, or we start getting into the subject matter of your higher self being future you, which is something that I've been speaking about in the readings lately, suggests that there's this sort of predestined path. And under the universal all, the one, I would have to say that's true. However, in this reality that we're in, which is dualistic, the third density, it's interesting because we are given choices. It's as if there's something that is observing us to see what choices we will make. How many of you can relate to that, right? And I know that a lot of you can relate to that feeling. It's that sense that something or some things is watching us at all time, taking notes. Will they take the easy way out? Or will they keep fighting because their faith has become so strong that they know eventually things will turn in their favor? Knight of Cups right there at the solar plexus. And that solar plexus is all connected to your confidence. You being in the power position of your life, spiritually speaking. That's where true abundance comes from. And that's when you've truly won at life. Some of you are in energy where you feel completely powerless to your circumstances. And others of you are in a power position. But the more you have, the emptier it makes you feel. What do we have at the heart, please? Eight of Cups, Pisces energy at the heart. Perfect card to follow what I'm saying for both groups, because the Eight of Cups is speaking about you withdrawing from something that has repeated year after year. You know how this goes. You need a change. Some of you don't have enough, some of you have too much, but you have the same thing in common. You still don't have what you need. And again, there's two messages here. Some of you are just so unfulfilled that you just want to walk away from it all, in a sense. You just want to change something up. You really want to shake it up. You're approaching a new era in your life. You feel it. And you know that this new era needs to bring with it some really big changes. I feel that you're prepared to start making a real impact in your life, something that you have yet to do. And I feel that you have the ability to do this. But there's one thing that the other group has that you don't have. The other group has nothing to lose. You have too much to lose. And now we can see how having too much to lose can be a hindrance when you're looking for those breakthroughs in your life. And then the other group is lacking everything that the first group has: the drive, the motivation, and the ability to get busy failing. Because even though you have reached a point in your life where you feel like there's no way out, you're scared to even try because you're afraid to fail. You're failing by not trying. You don't fail by trying and not getting a breakthrough. You fail by giving up, because any successful person will tell you, and this is something that I mention all the time because it's a very relevant topic, is that failures lead to success. It could be 99 failures to one success, but that one success makes up for the 99 failures. You need to be fearless. You need to understand the only reason why you feel trapped inside your reality right now is because you have been knocked down for so long that you can't even possibly begin to imagine what it would feel like if you actually got a yes, if you actually began to have success in your life. The fear of another no coming through is earth-shattering to you. So you marinate in that space month after month, year after year. Time just slipping by. What do we have in the throat, please? 5 of Swords in reverse at the throat. Now, this 5 of Swords here is speaking about someone or something that all of you need to get away from. There's something here that is holding both groups back. This one is very clear in that it's for all of you. 5 of Swords in reverse speaks about you needing to bring some sort of ending to a relationship in your life. Something here needs to be terminated. The divine is asking you to be open to change, to be open to the possibility of what things could look like if you actually, emphasis on actually, went after your true heart's desires. See, again, so interesting, because the one group wants what the other group has on both sides. One group wants to know what it feels like to be hungry, and the other group wants to know what it feels like not to be hungry, which makes you exactly the same. I just heard collective Ouroboros. Unbelievable. Now we are starting to get an idea of the cyclical cycles of life that each one of us faces and how it shows up in a macro perspective, collective-wide. But at the end of the day, everybody here is just chasing their tail. Everybody's on the hamster wheel. The miracle, the magic is found within the unseen. What do we have at the third eye? Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the third eye. Wow. And I'm starting to feel this pressure start to release. The messages have been intense, but there's a sense of relief with this Knight of Swords at this third eye position, because this is you all taking action now, no matter what group you're in. Knight of Swords is all about lifestyle changes. This is you all finally taking action and going towards your North Star. But there's a difference here in how each group is doing it now. I was not expecting these messages to come through in the way they have, but it makes sense. There's so much that we can all learn from each other. You know, I would love to hear the conversation between a wealthy CEO and somebody who's on the lower end of the financial spectrum, but not about the things that you would typically see. More about spirituality, because I feel that those two individuals would have a lot more in common than you could possibly begin to imagine, and I feel that they could both learn something from each other. You know, we always see these videos on YouTube about this CEO and this wealthy person being interviewed, right? Because everybody wants to learn, you know, their secret, right? But what if we just took all of that off the table, right? Just really strip them bare of anything material, anything that categorized them into a specific financial bracket or not, and just spoke to these individuals about their own spiritual beliefs. That right there, I feel, would be incredibly interesting. And I feel that what they're trying to convey to me right now is the fact that so many people out there struggle more than they have to because they're comparing themselves to what others may or may not have in all areas. And none of it means anything because, like I said already, it can't go with you. What does go with you is your spiritual evolution and what you've acquired here for the universe, for the collective. What energetic signatures you have evolved during your time here. Are you adding to the tapestry of life or not? Because that is all that truly matters. How does your brushstroke look on that grand design that we all have the potential to impact? And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. And look, right there. He's got the book open, right? It's like the Akashic Records. What is your chapter going to look like? Two of Swords. I just heard each of you fighting for what the other has, or each of you fighting against what the other has. It doesn't matter. It's all just cyclical. It's all just going around and around. But then right here, the individual in the middle, blindfolded, which goes back to what I said regarding what truly matters is what is unseen, your connection with source and spirit, and how you are impacting the entire collective energetically. That's what matters. If we had something to measure how much positive energy and how much negative energy somebody puts out into the collective, what would that look like for you? It's an interesting question. Immediately, we probably all start to think about all the good we've done, but then, oh, I did that. That wasn't so great, you know? But if there was a total for all of that, what would that look like? What do we have at the crown, please? Chariot, Cancer energy in reverse, right across that star card. Right there at the crown. There's something here that's starting to come through. I feel that the reason why we're getting what can be deemed as kind of an intense message is all, again, due to this planetary alignment. There's an energy that's coming through for all of you guys that is really asking you to reevaluate where you're at on your path. I feel like there's a course redirection that a lot of you are going to make. And for some of you, you're just going to acquire something, kind of deep knowing. Just kind of say to yourself, oh, wait, I get it now. I understand how I'm supposed to move. I understand what I need to do. All blockages are being removed as long as you're opening yourself up to new possibilities of what could actually be for you. You're also all being called here to really set your sights high. And it doesn't matter where you're at on the path, okay? It goes far beyond our material reality. This is something big here. I feel that there's a whole bunch of you out there that are being given a peek, an opportunity to see what you can truly do with your life here. Ask yourself right now, if you had one day left on this planet, would you truly be happy with what you've done so far? Do you feel that you have had a positive, lasting impact on the collective? Do you feel that you have stood inside your purpose without excuse? And if your answer is no, which I'm sure it's going to be for a lot of you, because otherwise, why would you be watching a tarot reading if you were that satisfied with your life? Well, what are you going to do about it? What do we have at the foundation, please? Four of Wands, Aries energy at the foundation of the reading. Now, this Four of Wands, I feel, is speaking about the action side of things here that you're being called to take. Now, it's going to show up differently for all of you, but this is an energy of you transitioning on from something. You're creating a bridge for yourself to another possibility. For some of you, it could be literally you moving away from somewhere or moving on from something. But overall, there's an energy of stagnancy here that I feel you're going to all start overcoming as you begin to make your way through this supportive energy that is coming through for all of you. In other words, the divine is saying to you, hey, we're here. You want to make these changes? Let's do this. Because now is the perfect opportunity. You ain't getting any younger, and life certainly is not going to wait. So what are you waiting for? What do we have at the sacral, please? King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the sacral. Very interesting. Now I'm starting to see the restrictive energy, what could be holding a lot of you back. And I feel that it's either going to be external to you or it's your own limiting beliefs that you need to get over. It's probably going to be a little bit of both. The King of Cups from this deck is an energy of emotional abuse. It can be an energy of being taken advantage of as well. That could really speak about that image that I had of that person who was very sad, surrounded by people that were taking advantage of them. It's like an energy of, I can't do that because, these people they're depending on me. But meanwhile, your happiness is taking a back seat. And then there's others of you that are dealing with this in a more psychological sense. You're lacking the motivation and drive and the confidence that you need to start pushing forward. And all of it is a complete illusion. It doesn't even exist. It's something that you've made up inside your own mind. Well, let me rephrase that. It's something that you have picked up somewhere on your journey. It's usually the result of some sort of negative projection that has happened to you on your path, which can directly connect us to the previous reading, where I said that all of you need to sit down and make a list of traumatic events in your life that have colored the way you're interfacing with your life in the here and now. And if you haven't listened to that reading, it's the one right before this. I highly suggest you do, because they go together perfectly. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? There it is. Lucifer. And I just heard so clearly, each group wants what the other has, which was always his purpose, to keep you all just chasing your tail. Rather than doing the work in your life that truly matters and brings forward the real change. The work that you do by going inward. This death card right here is speaking about a death to your purpose, a death to your destiny, and you fulfilling it. It's an energy of feeling completely stuck, stagnated on your path. See, people are seeking everything else before true happiness, and they wind up with nothing when they have everything. Both groups. Seek happiness. Make the best. And I know that can sound really difficult for a lot of you out there, but make the best out of wherever you are at in your life. And I promise you, if you do that, the universe will transition you on from that space because you would have learned everything that you have needed to learn. The reason why a lot of you out there may be struggling year after year without an end in sight is because the lesson hasn't been learned yet. And look, I get it. That's going to be controversial, but it takes surrender. It's like saying, okay, universe, is this where you want me to be? Then fine, I'll be here. Okay, let's just make the best out of it. As soon as you do that, you will be surprised, if you do it for real, what opportunities begin to open up for you, because this is when the universe says, okay, well, I've guessed they've learned everything they need to learn there. We've studied that space. You have gathered the wisdom. Let's go ahead and move you on now. Let's see how you would move with abundance in your life now. Let's see how you would move if all of your problems were now solved. Like I said, we are all but a brain cell in the universal mind. You are all an idea that has yet to come to fruition. You are never, ever complete. There's a complexity to all of our lives that cannot be explained in words. But again, to simplify everything I'm saying, just embrace the moment that you're in. Do the best with what you have and watch, once you truly put your heart into that space, what doors open up for you. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Literally followed everything I just said. Spiritual wisdom. This is confirming everything I'm saying to be true here, okay? This is you understanding this, surrendering to wherever you are at, and understanding that that moment you are in right there is not permanent, but rather than trying to claw your way out of there, just embrace it for a moment, center yourself and go inward and ask the divine, what is it that I need to learn from this situation? I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to extract the wisdom that you need me to so I can finally move on. This is surrender. By surrendering, it doesn't mean that you need to stay there permanently. It just means that you need to embrace the moment as a means to overcome it. The magician is you actually realizing that you have the power here, that you are in full control. Your vision is wanting to become a part of your reality, but there's steps that need to be taken, and the embrace is all a part of it. Seven of Wands, Glacea Labalis, Black Magic. Now, this is interesting because I usually read this side of this card first, but they had me read this side first, which is telling me that you're still dealing with this energy here. Now, Seven of Wands, Leo energy, is an energy that wants you to feel overwhelmed by your situation, discouraged. And that's a form of black magic, energy manipulation, but you're doing it to yourself in some cases here. And some of you could be dealing with a kind of generational curse as well. That's coming through kind of strong here. But you are going to be the one that breaks this by taking the path least traveled in your family lineage, whatever that looks like for you. Picking up a lot of different things here. So you place that as it fits with what makes most sense with your current set of circumstances. There's an energy here that wants you to doubt that you can actually bring forward this change. And this is strong as well. I feel it. The self-doubt, it's all-consuming. You feel like there's just no way out. What do we have at the throat, please? Three of Swords, Libra energy at the throat. The quickly forgiving God, love and submission. This Three of Swords here is representing you wielding this power. And whenever I see this card, it's like the angel has just pulled the sword from the stone, right? And I feel like I mentioned something in the previous reading about the sword as well. You know, I feel like this, along with that reading, is going to help all of you decode this certain obstacle or this certain feeling that you are trying to overcome in your life right now. I just heard that some of you can't even put into words what you're feeling. It's spiritual. You just feel like something is preparing to change because it is. I'm also getting a message here that a number of you out there in the collective are going to have a massive release. It could be right around the time of this reading with this planetary alignment, like a massive energetic release. One of the types where you find yourself sobbing, not with sadness, but relief. What do we have at the third eye, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the third eye? Seven of Wands again, Four of Cups, Five of Wands. Exactly. I knew it. Here you are overcoming this obstacle, that feeling. You get on the other side of it. God listening in concealment, right? It's like spirit showing up for you, but you have to want it. It's like they're standing, waiting for you. Your path forward, whatever that means for you, is protected. Nothing is going to happen to you if you expand beyond your comfort zone. And that's a perfect way of compartmentalizing a lot of what we've been picking up in this reading. Expanding beyond your comfort zone. Boy, that can be the most difficult thing in the world sometimes. Almost seems like an impossibility, but that's where the growth happens. You are literally growing. Expansion is growth. And this Five of Wands is also representing a resolution to this problem you're facing now, or at least a beginning. There's movement. There's something here that you can account for. There's something that means something. It's enough. It's a sign. Okay, let's close out the reading. What do we have at the Crown, Spirit? Perfect. The Sun. Now, this card flipped around in my deck into the upside down position. However, this particular deck here, I only read as upright. But we are going to consider the message that it presents to us in both polarities. Now, the Sun in its negative polarity is an energy of some sort of lingering doubt that you have that this is going to work out, making it very difficult to focus on the positive. But in its upright, the Sun is the most positive card in the entire tarot. And this is exactly what ends up unfolding in your life when you take this chance. The vivifying God, restoration of life, protection from adversaries. Now, the Sun card is an energy of complete success and happiness, emphasis on happiness. And if there was one takeaway from this entire reading, although there's a lot more, it should be that we have seemingly concluded that happiness is the most important thing. Everything else is secondary. Because as long as you have happiness, which represents that abundant mindset, then everything else is possible, as opposed to taking the opposite approach, which is you accepting that check that the devil slides across the table, right? It's a metaphor. Would you sell yourself out for everything that you feel that you're lacking in your life if you knew you could have it now? Or would you keep the faith that there just might be something that you need to extract from the here and now that is going to help unlock that secret passage doorway, which you will access on your own without any assistance from the devil? We began with the Star card and we end with the Sun. Two of the most positive cards in the tarot, the Sun being the first. This is a very beautiful, very deep, very profound, very intense reading, and I certainly hope that each one of you is able to take something useful from this to help assist you on your path. Okay, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video out, and turn on your notifications, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.